live on YouTube, starting us up on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I am AO Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you, viewer, of course, are you. Pardon me. Thank you for coming and stopping by. Today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, February 20th, 2026. Let's get into the history today, shall we? Starting us off... Yep. Starting us off in 1280, Japanese imperial court ordered all temples and shrines to pray for victory in the impending second Mongol invasion. Yikes. So, hopefully we don't all die. 16 years later, 1296, Chinese diplomat Zhao Dagun departed Mingzhou for Angkor, chief city of the Khmer Empire. He will be the first foreigner to describe life in the city. All right, I think, yeah, I have it's a little small here, but... that's him. He's all like, looking at all the sites and everything. Although that looks like more like an AI, maybe a photograph or something, so not sure. 1472, Orkney and Shetland were ceded in Norway to Scotland as part of a dowry payment for Margaret of Denmark. All right. And dowry, Shetland. Yeah, you know what a dowry is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 1521, Juan Ponce de Leon sets out from Spain for Florida with about 200 prospective colonists. All right. Specifically set from San Juan, Puerto Rico for Florida. Huh. So, and these are both from the secondary source. They edited it. So instead of Puerto Rico, they said Spain. But then again, Puerto Rico at that time was a product of Spain. So
yes, it was.
So would that be what they mean by Spain, and not the actual Spain? But
no, I should have said it that way.
Yeah. Well, 1553, Johannes Sulqua was professed his Catholic belief and was ordained as a bishop shortly after. This marked the beginning of the Chadleyan Catholic Church. All right. 1673, first recorded wine auction held in London. All right. 1685, Rene Robert Cavalier was established Fort St. Louis at Matagorda Bay, thus forming the basis for France's claim to Texas. Didn't we cover this yesterday? I could have sworn we did. 1725, 10 sleeping Indians were scalped by whites in New Hampshire for 100 pounds of a scalp bounty. Wow. So 100 pounds per scalp. Yikes. That's despicable. 1768, the first American chartered fire insurance company opened in Pennsylvania. So before the U.S., before the Revolution. Yeah. I wonder if anybody tried to file a claim with this insurance, during or after the Revolution. My house burned down. Yeah, but it was an act of war. We don't cover that. 1792, U.S. Postal Service was created. Postage was 6 to 12 cents, depending on distance. So
that's weird.
Yeah.
Depending on distance.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like, the farther you go, the more expensive it's going to be, so...
Yeah, but it's not done that way anymore.
Anymore, because everything's connected.
Yeah.
Back then, it actually was a feat to, it was a several-day trip just to go across the state, at least. But yeah, the Postal Service Act establishing the United States Post Office Department was signed by the United States President George Washington. So George Washington himself got that done. 1798, French General Louis Alexandre Berthier was forcibly removed Pope Pius VI from Rome during French occupation of Rome. Pope later died as a prisoner in Valence. Wow. Wow.
When they forcibly removed him, they really meant it.
That's awful.
Yeah.
And I think this was during Napoleon. Because, we have Napoleon coming up here, and this is around his time, although I'm not sure if it's before it, but slightly. But, yeah. 1809, U.S. Supreme Court ruled federal government power was greater than any state. I don't like that.
No, of course it is.
Well...
The United States Supreme Court has to be the ultimate power. Or states can easily go rogue, and then who reins them in?
Well... Wasn't it supposed to just be like an equal power checks and balances? Like, the states are supposed to have the power, and the federal is like what they all agree upon for a uniform government. But...
No. Well, yes, you're right there, but the federal government always has to have power over all the states.
Yeah.
Or how do you settle disputes?
True. 1810, Andreas Hofer, Tyrolean patriot and leader of rebellion against Napoleon's forces, was executed.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. 1811, Austria declared bankruptcy. 1816, Giorgio Rossini's comic opera Barbara of Seville premiered at the Teatro Argentina, in Rome, Italy. Barbara of Seville, one of the more known stage plays.
Not known to me.
Huh.
Never heard of it.
The Looney Tunes did an episode on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. 1824, first description of a dinosaur was published, Megalosaurus, or Great Fossil Lizard of Stonesfield, to the Geological Society of London by William Buckland, beginning dinosaur mania. This was the first scientifically valid named non-avian dinosaur species. Now, I want to image search this here, because there's this whole thing going on now about, were dinosaurs real or are they actual, like, dragons? Because we all know about, there's Eastern dragons, there's Western dragons, they're all over the world, as are the pyramids and everything. So, but, like, this is the fossil. So based off of this one section of a jaw fossil, they made an entire animal. That makes no sense.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
But see, like, the theory goes that they just took the bones of dragons and rearranged them or whatever to make dinosaurs and everything. It's this whole thing to look into. Like, I suggest everybody, including you, Loon, to look into this because.
Well, you go up to La Brea tar pits though, and look what they've taken full skeletons out of the tar pits. I mean, this is.
I don't think they ever found dinosaurs.
I don't know.
They've mostly, like, I don't think we saw any dinosaur skeletons there.
No, you may be right.
It was all mammals.
Yeah.
So, 1835, Concepcion, Chile was destroyed by an earthquake. 5,000 people died. Yikes. 1839, Congress prohibited, dueling in District of Columbia. I don't know what's going on. I'm having some problem.
Want some water?
Maybe in a little bit. 1846, Polish insurgents led an uprising in Krakow to incite a fight for national independence.
Wait, a crack house?
Krakow, Poland.
Oh, okay.
Krakow, that's the name of their city.
What's up?
Okay. I don't sure if they even existed back then.
No, I don't think so.
10 years later, 1856, steam packet ship John Rutledge, en route from Liverpool to New York, hit an iceberg and sank with a loss of 120 passengers and 19 crew. Only one person survived, Thomas Nye of New Bedford. Yikes. That's one hell of a survivor's guilt right there.
Yeah.
1861, U.S. Civil War, Navy of the Confederate States, the CSN, Confederate States Navy, formed. For 3 years later, 1864, the Civil War Battle of Olustee, Florida. That sounds like a nothing article. But apparently that was the largest battle fought in Florida during the war. So that's an interesting little thing there. 1865, Massachusetts Institute of Technology formed, the first U.S. college to get architectural school. All right. And while that was going on, we had the end of the Uruguayan War with a peace agreement between President Tomas Villalba and rebel leader Venancio Flores, setting the scene for the destructive War of the Triple Alliance. Yikes. So that didn't apparently last long. 1869, Tennessee Governor W.C. Brownlow declared martial law in Ku Klux Klan crisis. Ku Klux, not Klux. Why does everybody call it Ku Klux? Like,
Ku Klux.
It's Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's no L there. It's weird.
Ku Klux. Yeah, you're right.
The tongue tries to do it by itself. It's weird.
Yeah, Ku Klux.
Yeah. But yeah, declaring martial law in that crisis. So, 1872, hydraulic electric elevator was patented by Cyrus Baldwin. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, here's it is not an accurate picture of the time, but fire insurance. We talked about fire insurance. And
it's not representative of the time for sure.
And this is the Barbara of Seville, the playbook, and that's that creature.
Yeah.
And we have yet, so I've caught up to us now. 1872, Luther Cowell patented a machine that manufactured paper bags, and yeah, this is it. So, like, you could see the spool, and it, did things and make a paper bag at the end. You could see the one dangling over here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a small picture, but...
Yeah.
1872 as well, New York Metropolitan Museum of Art opened. All right. We also have C.L.S. Noble and J.P. Connolly patented a toothpick manufacturing machine.
Jeez.
All right, I got it. It's telling me to image search this as well, so I gotta look this up here. Images. You know, we have a toothpick house built here, but yeah, like this is the image I saw. That won't be.
It's just a diagram.
Yeah, like will be like that'll kind of be boring on the thumbnail, but oh, wood sticks. Why is this so small? Oh, client challenge. Okay. Okay. Why am I? Okay. I guess that's part of dental thing. That was weird. But yeah, so wood sticks, toothpicks. That's very small. What the hell? What else do we got here? 1873, British naval officer John Moresby was the first European to discover Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea. Claimed it for the United Kingdom. Obviously named after him. 1873 as well, University of California got its first medical school, UC San Francisco. 4 years later, 1877, first cantilever bridge in the U.S. was completed in Harrisburg, Kentucky. We also have Tchaikovsky's ballet Swan Lake received its premiere at the Bolshoi Theater in Moscow, another famous stage opera or play or performance. And you haven't heard about that one either, have you?
No. No.
Man, I can't believe I'm more cultured than you are. the son of an astute British lady. So,
jeez.
1887, Germany, Austria, Hungary, and France ended their Triple Alliance. 1890, Amsterdam Theater was destroyed by a fire. That's not nice. That's not good. 1895, Congress authorized the U.S. Mint in Denver, Colorado. You were going to say something?
No.
Okay. 1900s now, 1901, the first territorial legislature of Hawaii convened, for the first time. In 1905, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld the constitutionality of Massachusetts' mandatory smallpox vaccination program in Jacobson versus Massachusetts. All right.
See, there's the perfect example. The Supreme Court had to step in and settle something.
But see, how is that not an act of tyranny? Like, you are, like, with vaccine mandates, you're taking away the ability to even choose for people. Like...
Well, it comes under the guise of the greater good for the population.
But if somebody doesn't want to have it, they shouldn't be forced to have it. And, if somebody's worried about having it, about the whatever disease, then they go get vaccinated, then they don't need to worry about it. Like, it never makes any sense. We're supposed to be a free society. We allow people to sit and drink soda their whole lives, eat nothing but burgers, become 500 pounds, and die of their 7th heart attack. Why don't we outlaw that? That kills a lot more than any disease. Diabetes, overweight, all that stuff.
Well, again, the vaccine is for society to stop the spread of something. So...
Well, diabetes it's not something that you can catch, but it's something that if you have bad eating habits, you can catch.
Of course.
You can catch bad behavior from other people. Well, let's add this to the thing. We're having a whole debate now when we're supposed to be covering history.
Yeah, go
for it. Vaccines. Write it down, like vaccines. Mandate? Question mark. Bad foods. All that stuff. Anyway, let's get back on track here. 1909, publication of the Futurist Manifesto in the French journal Le Figaro. I don't like the word manifesto. There's always...
I missed that one. What?
The Futurist Manifesto was published in the French journal Le Figaro. 1909 as well, the Hudson Motor Car Company was founded in Detroit, Michigan, by retail titan Joseph L. Hudson and other investors. Oh, here's a picture of Swan Lake.
Oh, there you go.
So, and yeah, here we go. Hudson Motor Company. This is a big plant. So
what was that car movie or whatever it was? He is a Hudson.
Oh yeah, you talking about the Disney one or the Pixar cars?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, the Hudson Hornet or something.
Yeah, he's a Hudson Hornet.
Yeah. 1912, Argentina beat the MCC in their inaugural first-class cricket fixture at the Buenos Aires Cricket Club. They lost the second and third games of the series. 1913, King O'Malley drived in the first survey peg to mark commencement of work on the construction of Australian capital Canberra. And here's a photo. It's a little small, but you can see he's driving a stake into the thing right there.
Yeah.
1915, Panama Pacific International Expedition, a World's Fair, opened in San Francisco. 4 years later, we have the foundation of NHL club Toronto Arenas were permitted to cease operations due to, financial difficulties. They later became the Toronto St. Patrick's and then the Maple Leafs. So we were talking about that yesterday. They had become they won the first game since becoming the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, okay.
So, 1922, Vilnius, Lithuania agreed to separate from Poland. That was weird. So the city of Vilnius in Lithuania agreed to separate from Poland. All right. 1923, future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Christy Mathewson became president and owner of Boston Braves. He bought the team for $300,000 with New York attorney Judge Emeril Fuchs and Bostonian James McDonough. So not just him. 1 century ago, 1926, Montreal and Ottawa battled out just a second 0-0 tie in NHL history. Dominant goalies are Clint Benedict for the Maroons and Alex Condell of the Senators. So that either means that they're both amazing or they both are terrible. There's no in between for a 0-0, you know? 1929, Congress passed the Ratification Act of 1929, recognized U.S., or I guess American Samoa, as an unincorporated territory of the United States.
Yeah, still is.
Yeah. And I almost skipped over here. Boston Red Sox announced they will play Sunday MLB games at Braves Field because Fenway Park was located too close to a church.
Oh,
now,
geez.
you know, I have to say that is the biggest insult to God. It's Sunday. It's his day of rest. There's a stadium that's close to his house. He has front row tickets. And you're moving away, you assholes. Let the man enjoy, or let the God enjoy, baseball close to home.
Except the problem, what they're doing here is it's a day of rest and people are working.
Yeah.
Even though they're playing baseball, they're working.
Well, people are working no matter what,
Yeah.
So, especially in today's world. Where were we?
It used to be everything was closed on Sundays.
Well,
back in the day, I mean, I remember that well.
Not even hospitals? I mean, somebody has to have been...
I'm talking about stores. Baseball games go on, obviously. But I'm talking about stores. All your department stores were closed.
Yeah.
And everything like that.
No, that's understandable. But other things, like government buildings, hospitals, all that stuff.
Hospitals for sure.
Yeah.
They're open 24/7.
Police, firefighters,
everything.
Emergency services. 1931, Congress allowed California to build the Oakland Bay Bridge. They approved the construction of the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge by the state of California. All right. 31 as well, an anarchist uprising in Anarcharian briefly transformed the city into a revolutionary commune. That sounds terrifying. 1933, Sidney Howard's Alien Corn premiered in New York City. Alien Corn. I have no idea what the hell this is about.
I don't either.
So it just sounded weird. So,
some kind of corn.
Yeah. 1933, U.S. House of Representatives completed congressional action to repeal Prohibition. They approved the Blaine Act, which repealed federal prohibition in the United States, sending the 21st Amendment to the United States Constitution to state ratification conventions for approval. All right. 1933, Adolf Hitler secretly met with German industrialists to arrange for financing of the Nazi Party's upcoming election campaign. So, getting some funding there. 1935, Dame Caroline Michelson was the first woman to land on and set foot in Antarctica. That's awesome. So that was 1935, right here. She should be highlighted. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Instead, they highlight freaking Hitler for some reason. 1938, Adolf Hitler announced his support for Japan during the Sino-Japanese War. That's when they were attacking China and everything.
Yeah.
We also have UK Foreign Secretary Anthony Eden resigned, stating Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain had appeased the Nazi Party in Germany. Yeah. That was their version of...
Works.
Yeah. That was their version of Brandon.
Yeah.
With China today. 1939, the U.S. pro-Nazi organization German-American Bund held a rally at Madison Square Garden and 20,000 people attended. It was the largest ever pro-Nazi rally in United States history. It convened in Madison Square Garden, New York City, with 20,000 members and sympathizers of the German-American Bund present.
Yeah, they used some footage from that to correlate something Trump did there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Stupid. 1941, the first transport of Jews to concentration camps left Plostock, Poland, and Nazi Germany also ordered Polish Jews barred from using public transportation. Remember when they were trying to do that to certain people, out here?
No.
Recently?
No.
Oh, there's a whole movement against people who weren't vaccinated or people of, like certain ethnicities and all that stuff.
No way.
Yes way.
When you said out here, you mean out
in the States? They did it in Australia. They did it like there was a movement. They wanted non-vaccinated, people who weren't vaccinated with the jab and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted them to wear a special armband with a mark on it. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, no, that's
But they were also saying, we shouldn't allow them to have jobs. We shouldn't allow them to be in public transportation. They're talking about people like you and I. And how is that any different than how the Germans treated the Jews? Not at all. And that's the world that everybody is just marching into. 1942, Lieutenant E.H. O'Hare single-handedly shot down 5 Japanese heavy bombers, becoming the United States' first World War II flying ace. Congratulations.
Yeah.
43, U.S. movie studio executives agreed to allow the Office of War Information to censor movies. I don't like that. 43 as well. New volcano Paracachun erupted in a farmer's cornfield out in Mexico.
Oh,
Speaking
man.
of alien corn, now we have erupted corn.
Yeah.
Is today
a lot
a
of
corn
popcorn.
day? Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. That makes me wonder, was there popcorn? That's a legitimate question.
Yeah.
If a volcano is erupting out of a cornfield, will there be popcorn? I need to know. 1943, Phil Wrigley and B. Rickey chartered an All-American Girls Softball League. All right. 43 as well, the Saturday Evening Post published the first of Norman Rockwell's 4 freedoms in support of United States President Franklin Roosevelt's 1941 State of the Union address, theme of 4 freedoms. 44, Batman and Robin comic strip premiered in newspapers.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Batman. We also have the Battle of Eniwetok. U.S. forces took Eniwetok Atoll at the cost of 37 U.S. soldiers killed or missing and 94 wounded. Japanese losses are 800 dead and 23 prisoners. Yikes. 44, World War II, the big week began when U.S. bomber raids on German aircraft manufacturing centers began. All right.
Getting towards the end of the war.
Yep. 47.
Well, still had over a year.
Roughly.
Yeah.
47, chemical mixing error involving ferrochloric acid at a metal plating company caused an explosion that killed 17 people, injured over 100, and destroyed at least 11 buildings in Los Angeles, California. Jeez. What the hell? So, do you use perchloric acid?
Perchloric? No.
Perchloric? Okay.
No.
I was going to say, don't you do anything like that?
That's used in cleaning, perchloric.
1947, Earl Mountbatten of Burma was appointed the last Viceroy of India to oversee the move to independence. All right. 49, the first international pancake race was held in Liberal, Kansas. First off, what the hell is a pancake race? Secondly, why would anyone name anything liberal? Liberal pancake race. What it sounds like. Sounds crazy. A Shrove Tuesday competition began February 21st, 1950, between people in Liberal, Kansas and Olney in Buckinghamshire, England, creating International Pancake Day. They hold a 415-yard race to determine the fastest runner who can also flip a pancake. Typically, the fastest runner completes the course in just under 1 minute. So they're flipping a pancake while running.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I want to do this. 1952, U.S. alpine skier Andrea Meade Lawrence was the only multi-gold medalist at the Oslo Winter Olympics when she won the slalom, whatever, how you pronounce it, after taking out the inaugural giant slalom. Slalom. Okay, I gotta remember coleslaw. Okay, 1952, Emmett Ashford was certified to be the first black umpire in organized baseball. He had to wait until 1966 for his MLB debut, though. But still, well, actually, the second source says substitute umpire in Southwestern International League.
Well,
So,
in '66, he finally got up to the Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, he's still he's getting it done. That's good.
Yeah.
1953, August A. Bush bought St. Louis Cardinals Major League Baseball Club from Fred Shaw for $3.75 million, and he pledged not to move the team from St. Louis, Missouri. Did he?
St. Louis Cardinals, no.
Okay. 1953, a U.S. Court of Appeals ruled that organized baseball is a sport and not a business, affirming the 25-year-old Supreme Court ruling, despite it making money and everything that businesses do. It's a business. Straight up. 1956, the United States Merchant Marine Academy became a permanent service academy. Okay. 58, adaptation of Fyodor Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov, starring Yul Brynner and featuring William Shatner's film debut, premiered at Radio City Music Hall in New York City.
Wow.
And you're wondering, what is this nothing article? William Shatner. Oh.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Yul Brynner was a huge actor.
Ah.
I mean, he made his debut, so Yul Brynner was the headline.
Of course. I was just watching something about the Twilight Zone and how William Shatner was in it twice.
Oh, yeah.
The more famous one, though, was when, there's a man on the wing, Captain's Lock. 1958, U.S. Future Hall of Fame jockey Eddie Arcaro rode his 4,000th winner on riding band in the 8th race at Santa Anita. All right.
Lovely.
Yep. LA Coliseum approved a 2-year pact allowing LA Dodgers to use facility while its Dodger Stadium was completed in time for the 1962 Major League Baseball season. 1 year later, Canada's program to design and manufacture the supersonic jet fighter, the Avro Aero, was canceled by the Diefenbacher government amid much political debate. What the hell? That's weird. 59 as well, Jimi Hendrix, at the age of 16, rock and roll guitarist, played his first gig in Temple D. Hirsch, bless you, synagogue basement. Would you like a Kleenex? Seattle. Fired from the band after the first set due to wild playing.
Wild playing.
Playing too wild. Huh.
Oh, man.
How stupid, man.
Yeah.
He was a legend.
Yeah, he's the ultimate acid rocker.
Yeah. 1962, John Glenn became the first first stadium to orbit Earth aboard Friendship 7. Eventually to make 3 full orbits in 4 hours and 55 minutes. Cool. 63, future Baseball Hall of Fame outfielder Willie Mays became the highest paid player in MLB, signing a record $100,000 contract with the San Francisco Giants, which is peanuts today.
Yeah, I remember that. It was him and Mickey Mantle of the New York Yankees both made $100 million.
And I just want to say, every time we come across this picture, it looks like you trying to find your glasses. For the foggiest, I just can't. I don't know where they are. 1965, NASA's Ranger 8 probe completed a planned impact trajectory on the moon, successfully transmitting myriad photos and other data for possible landing sites for the Apollo program astronauts. 65, the Beatles recorded That Means a Lot. Unhappy with the results, it was given a PJ Proby to record. The original Beatles version was unreleased until 1996 on Anthology 2. Wow. 1968, the Chinese Space Agency, the Chinese Academy of Space Technology, was established in Beijing. Development and creation of space satellites. Why is it? No, of. 1968 as well, Mississippi State Troopers used tear gas and gunfire to stop student demonstration at Alcorn A&M. 6 students were injured. And it's not how you stop a demonstration. 1971, Mr. Hockey goalie Gordie Howe, he's not a goalie, Gordie Howe, scored a goal and added 3 assists, including his 1,800th career NHL point in a 6-5 Red Wings win over Buffalo and Detroit. Howie's 1,670th game. All right. Wait a minute. Okay. So okay. So more points in games. Okay, that's good. 1971. Bruin Phil Esposito was National Hockey League's quickest to score 50 goals in the season. Okay. 71 as well, National Emergency Center erroneously ordered U.S. radio and TV stations to go off the air. The mistake was not resolved for 30 minutes.
Whoa.
Wow. 72, 14th Daytona 500, A.J. Foyt dominated the race, winning by almost 2 laps over his closest competitor, Charlie Gloschbach. Holy crap, dude. 72, the first time Cleveland Cavaliers beat the New York Knicks, 111 to 109. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, why not?
73, the 10th time Islanders shut out 4-0 versus Penguins. Okay, so just keep those two separated. 74, ABC Records released Pretzel Logic, the third studio album by rock band Steely Dan. It featured hit single Ricky Don't Lose That Number. Now, I may be wrong, but I think the band Steely Dan, the name is inspired off of a fictitious mechanical dildo from a book called The Steely Dan or something.
That I have no idea. They're a good little band.
You know what?
Never got a ton of recognition.
Steely Dan name inspiration. Let's look this up here. How did Steely Dan get their name? And one of the most distinctive and influential bands in the landscape of U.S. music, known for yada yada yada. Steely Dan got their name offers fascinating insight into the creative minds of Donald Fagen and Walter Becker, the band's founders. The name itself doesn't come from a musical term or a traditional band naming convention. Instead, it draws inspiration from a pop culture artifact that reveals a lot about the duo's sense of humor on their approach to yada yada yada. The story intertwines with elements of literature, counterculture, and the gritty realities of the 60s and 70s. Okay, tell me the origins of the name Steely Dan.
Well, they kind of segued it around it.
Yeah, well, they're beating around the bush.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. The name Steely Dan was actually inspired by a fictional object from a novel that had gained a cult following. Okay. I'm trying to find where it actually says. Yeah. In the novel, Steely Dan is the name of a steam-powered dildo, a bizarre yet memorable image that fit with the rebellious and avant-garde ethos of the era. I was right.
Yeah.
So, holy crap, that took... wow, I had to dig for that. Just tell me the answer!
I know.
74, Gordie Howe came out of retirement for $1 million from Houston Astros, WHA. 75, a feud began between the official Irish Republican Army and the Irish National Liberation Army. The two groups assassinated a number of each other's volunteers until the feud ended in June of 1975. Wow. 76, Muhammad Ali's bout against Belgian boxer Jean-Pierre Koopman in San Juan, Puerto Rico, is often regarded as a glorified sparring session. Ali won by fifth round knockout. Why am I having a difficulty reading today? 76 as well, the Southeast Asia Treaty Organization disbanded. In 77, 19th Daytona 500, Cale Yarborough won his second Great American Race. Janet Guthrie, first female NASCAR Cup Series driver, finished 12th. All right. At least she finished. A lot of people sometimes don't finish. Well, you know, if you like explode.
She was a major breakthrough.
So, yeah.
You know, racing at that level.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. 79, 11 loyalists, known as the Shankill Butchers, were sentenced to life in prison for 19 murders. The gang was named for its late-night kidnapping, torture, and murder by throat slashing of random Catholic civilians in Belfast. Jesus.
Good Lord.
Wow. 79, an earthquake cracked open the Sinila volcanic crater in the Daening Plateau, releasing poisonous H2S gas, causing 149 villagers to perish in the Indonesian province of Central Java. I wonder if that's like the mist thing. Like, there's been several instances where things like, you know, beneath a lake or whatever, and there's like this gas or whatever, and it suffocates everything, including people. Like, there's been a couple situations where entire villages just overnight, everybody's dead. You know, like people come in, like, you know, everything is dissipated, so it's not poison anymore. It's just the entire village is dead. What happened? Like, scary. 1980, Soviet two-time world champion team Nadia Linichuk and Gennady Karpashov won the Olympic ice dance gold medal at Lake Placid by just 0.96 points, I guess, from Kristina Rogosi and Andrea Sali of Hungary. And, you know, I need to learn how to read names.
Oh, man, no. You got to become German to do that, or Russian to do that.
1983, the 2050 Daytona 500, third win of the event for Cale Yarborough. First time an in-car camera went into victory lane before a national CBS Sports audience. Awesome. 1983, Japan launched a Tenma satellite to study X-rays at an orbit altitude range of 489 to 503 kilometers, or 304 to 313 miles in the air. Just double checking something. Yep, confirmed. 1985, after defending his WBC flyweight championship, Salt Chitaladas, a check for $104,000, was stolen by a ringside pickpocket. Ain't that a bitch? Wow. 86, LA Dodger, Oral Hershiser was the first to win a $1 million salary by arbitration. Hershiser. Now, I was wondering, was that, for the MLB entirely or just the Dodgers? For this, like, first to win a $1 million salary by arbitration.
It's got to be. He's with the Dodgers, but
yes.
It has to be in baseball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes they record things like, this is a record for that team versus it's a record for this. Yeah. 86, the Soviet Union launched its Mir spacecraft, which would remain in orbit for 15 years, 10 of which it actually had inhabitants. That's really good. Mm-hmm. I think we covered that yesterday, though. 87, David Hartman quit ABC's Good Morning America after 11 years. That's quite a long time. 88, 500 people died in heavy rains in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Wow. Like, it must have been mudslides, flooding, traffic, accidents. Maybe it's an amalgamation of everything. And just blame it on the rain. 1988, Brian Boitano won the Olympic gold medal in figure skating. I only brought that up because the Brian Boitano song from South Park started playing in my head. No. What would Brian Boitano do if he were here right now?
Boitano, yeah.
I'm sure he could kick an answer to you if that's what Brian Boitano would do.
1988, holy cow.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was that far back.
Yeah. I was only one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 1988, Peter Calico purchased New York Post from Rupert Murdoch for $37.6 million. 88, the Nagorno-Karabakh Autonomous Oblast voted to secede from Azerbaijan and join Armenia, which triggered the First Nagorno-Karabakh War. Yikes.
Good Lord, what words?
I
don't know how you do it.
Nagorno, I got that. Karabakh. Okay. 89, members of 1949 Oklahoma football team canceled an April reunion because of the deplorable conduct of Oklahoma players. What did they do?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm going to have to look for this. Oklahoma Sooners football team. Okay.
Not 1949.
1989.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Okay, overviews. On February 20th, okay, this is telling me NCAA sanctions and arrests. Okay, so is that the national... No, that's the NAACP. So is this something else?
NCAA is the Athletic Association.
Okay.
Anyways, that's the governing body of college sports.
Huh.
NCAA.
Okay. So I wonder, what the deplorable conduct was. If anyone could find that out, let us know in the comments section. Speaking of comments, do we have any comments? Nothing on YouTube, it seems. Do we have anything on Rumble? Nope. 1991, a gigantic statue of Albania's longtime dictator Enver Hoxha was brought down in the capital, or in the Albanian capital of Tirana, by mobs of angry protesters. All right. 1991, programming language Python was released by Guido van Rossum. 1992, Ross Perot said he'll run for president on Larry King Live.
Oh, Ross Perot, yeah.
Wasn't he the guy that
there he is.
You were voting for, or you supported or something? Or
yeah, way back in the day,
yeah.
He was like a third party. He did pretty well for a third party.
Yeah. 93, New York Islanders retired Billy Smith's number 31. And 1 year later, we have the 36 Daytona 500. Sterling Marlin won his first NASCAR race. Neil Bonnet and Rodney Orr were killed in separate practice incidents. Killed in practice. Wow. 94, Pope John Paul II demanded juristic discrimination of homosexuals. That cannot be true. Grandpa Pope, come on, you cannot be doing that, man.
He what did?
He demanded juristic discrimination of homosexuals. I can't believe that. He was Grandpa Pope, man. I can't imagine him saying something like that. 94 as well, 3 Afghans took 70 Pakistani children hostage. Jeez. 98, U.S. World Champion Tara Lipinski won Olympic figure skating gold medal ahead of teammate Miko Kwan at the Nagano Winter Games. She did this at the age of 15.
Jeez.
Becoming the youngest Olympic figure skating gold medalist upon her victory during the 1998 Winter Olympics in Nagano, Japan. Our secondary source says that. Primary source didn't say shit about her age, or even said that she was the youngest. It just said,
she won against her teammate.
Yeah. Wow. 98 U.S. movie box office hit quickest $1 billion for the year in 51 days. Day.
What did now?
The box office.
Oh.
So, like, the amount of money... and I guess, like, from the beginning of the year till now, 51 days, they finally made a billion. Or they made a billion. The fastest billion they ever made.
For all movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nowadays, movies are just making billions all over the place. So, 98 Vancouver Canucks right-wing Pavel Bure scored 5 goals for Russia in a 7-4 semifinal win over Finland at the Nagano Winter Olympics. Okay. That's weird. Vancouver Canucks scored for Russia. Like, freaking turncoat.
Oh, well, no.
Yeah. He was a player of the Canucks, but he was playing for Russia.
Yeah, he's from Russia.
Oh, okay.
And he plays professional hockey with the...
Oh, okay. That now makes sense. 2001, the United States Supreme Court declined to consider an appeal by 5 major oil companies against Unocoal's patent on production of cleaner, reformulated gasoline sold in California. It sounds like the summer blend or some bullshit happening. I'm not sure.
All I know is we have a lot of refiners heading out here. Now we have to import gas in.
We got to get out of here before it becomes too expensive just to go to work. So, 2002, a fire on an overcrowded train near El Ayet, Egypt, killed at least 373 people after a cooking glass cylinder exploded. Jeez. And injured an additional 65 people. Wow. 2003, pyrotechnics displays set the Station nightclub ablaze during a concert by rock band Great White, killing 100 and injures over 300 more. This is West Warwick in Rhode Island. Jeez, man. 2005, Spain became the first country to vote in a referendum on ratifying the proposed constitution of the European Union, passing it by a substantial margin with low turnout. 2009, in a kamikaze-style attack, 2 Tamil Tigers aircraft packed with C4 explosives were shot down by the Sri Lankan military while en route to the National Air Force headquarters. Jeez. 2010, on the Portuguese Atlantic island of Madeira, heavy rain caused floods and mudslides, resulting in at least 32 deaths and the worst disaster in the history of the archipelago. And the other source says 43 deaths, not 32. So between 32 to 43 deaths. 2011, 53rd Daytona 500, 20-year-old Trevor Bien, driving for Wood Brothers Racing, won to become the youngest Daytona 500 winner. So another youngest person in a sport. So 2 in one day.
Didn't give his age, though.
20-year-old.
Oh, 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
2012, scientists successfully regenerated the flowering plant Silene stenophylla from a 31,800-year-old piece of fruit, greatly surpassing the previous record of 2,000 years. Wow. We are resurrecting things multitudes of tens of thousands of years old. What is it that they're not telling us about? For all we know, there really is a Jurassic Park out there. 2012, South Korea angered North Korea as it proceeded with live fire drills and disputed Korean sea borders. Well, North Korea can just, eat my shoe. 2013, Estonia became the first country to establish a national system of fast chargers for electric cars. Estonia, of all places. Huh.
That's weird.
2013, Kepler 37b, the smallest known exoplanet, was discovered. All right. 2014, Aberdeen, Washington, unveiled a statue of a weeping Kurt Cobain at park named after the singer. Now, there have been recent findings suggesting that he did not delete himself. That he was murdered, Kurt Cobain.
I don't know that much about him.
Well, he was the lead singer of Nirvana.
Yeah.
And they say he took a shotgun to his head, but there's this whole thing going on involving his girlfriend. And there's evidence coming out. I'm not sure if it's involving his girlfriend or not, but there's some stuff coming out, that suggests it's no longer a suicide. 2014, Adelina Sotnikova convincingly won the women's singles figure skating gold medal at the Sochi Winter Olympics for Russia's first title in the ladies' event. Congratulations.
Yeah.
2014, Canada defeated Sweden 6-3 in final to become the first women's curling team to go through the Olympics undefeated as they won Sochi gold medal. First Manitoba-based team to win Olympic gold. All right. 2014 as well. Mary Philippe Poulin scored in overtime to lead Canada to a 3-2 win. Where to go? Over the U.S. and fourth consecutive Olympic women's ice hockey gold medal at the Sochi Winter Games. And dozens of Euro-Maiden anti-government protesters were murdered in Ukraine, capital of Kiev, mainly via sniper fire. Jeez. So it has to be multiple snipers, going on. Am I getting like a wart on my knuckle here? What the heck's going on? I don't know. It's weird. 2015, Kristen Stewart was the first American actress to win a French César Award at Best Supporting Actress for Clouds of Silas Maria. All right. 2016, 4-inch lock of John Lennon's hair sold for $35,000 to a memorabilia collector at an auction in Dallas, Texas. Wow. If you're spending that kind of money, you clearly don't need it. 2016, Tropical Cyclone Winston hit Fiji, killing at least 29 people. It was the most powerful storm on record in the Southern Hemisphere, with winds at 296 kilometers per hour, which is 184 miles per hour. So that's really fast still, though.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a heavy breeze.
Yes, heavy breeze. 2017, a famine was declared in Unity State, South Sudan, affecting 4.9 million people. 2018, Dutch skater Jorian Ter Moors became the first female to win Olympic medals in 2 different sports at the Seagull Winter Games in Pyeongchang. 1,000-meter speed skating gold, 3,000-meter short track relay bronze. All right. 2018, Venezuela became the first country to launch a virtual currency, the Petro, to counteract their financial crisis. Well, how about you stop being communist fuckwits? How about that for an idea? 2020, New Bank of England, the 20-pound note with painter J&W Turner was released, replacing earlier one with economist Adam Smith. So now they have a painter on their currency. That's kind of odd. 2021, bloodiest day of protest in Myanmar since its coup after security forces opened fire, killing 2 people and wounding 40 in Mandalay. 2021, English woman Jasmine Harrison, at the age of 21, became the youngest woman to row across an ocean, arriving in Antigua as part of the Atlantic Challenge after 70 days, 3 hours, and 48 minutes.
Good grief.
Dang. Impressive.
Kudos.
Yeah. 2021, Joel Embiid, recorded a double-double with a then career-high 50 points and 17 rebounds in an NBA game against the Chicago Bulls. He manifested a burger?
Yeah.
Just like
that.
Yeah. Burger. Oh, what am I going to do? Oh, delicious. Animal style. 2021, Brandon declared a major disaster in Tejas as states struggled to cope with aftermath of a crippling winter storm. Yeah. 2022, the 64th Daytona 500, co-owner Roger Penske's 81st birthday, or not co-owner, but on his 85th birthday. On owner Roger Penske's 85th birthday, 23-year-old rookie Austin Cindric worked his way through numerous crashes over the closing laps to win from Bubba Wallace.
Okay.
All right. I just found that cool, on his birthday.
Yeah.
2022, Ethiopia's Grand Renaissance Dam, GERD, Africa's controversial and biggest ever hydroelectric project on the Blue Nile, began generating electricity. And I wonder if that's the one that's choking Egypt. Because the river runs north. Mm-hmm. So, all the countries south of Egypt, if they build dams, that reduces the amount of water that gets to Egypt.
Yeah.
And they are having a problem. 2022, Hannah Green of Australia became the first woman to win a mixed-gender golf tournament with over 72 holes, closed with 566 for a 4-stroke win in TPS Murray River on the PGA Tour of Australasia. Crikey. We also have 2022, Therese Joran of Norway won women's 30-kilometer freestyle cross-country for the individual golden trifecta, 10K, 15K, 30K, at the Beijing Winter Olympics, her 4th career Olympic gold medal. We also have, during the 24th Olympic Winter Games closed in Beijing, China, Norway finished with a record 16 gold medals. Congratulations, Norway.
16, that's pretty good.
3 years ago, in 2023, that feels weird to say, 6.4 magnitude earthquake followed by a 5.8 magnitude aftershock struck near the city of Antakya, Turkey, on the Syria border, killing at least 6 people in the same region, devastated by earthquakes on the February 6th. So they already had some quakes. 23, Brandon made a surprise visit to Kiev, Ukraine. You can't get enough of him. 2024, Australia announced plan to double its naval fleet of warships to create its largest fleet since World War II. Because of China. Because of, Brandon up here being a freaking Brandon. And, funding Ukraine and all that crap, and just being, the Neville Chamberlain of our times. So, 2024, Beyonce was the first black female artist to top Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart with her country single Texas Hold'em. Okay. We also have former YouTuber Ruby Frank and her business partner were sentenced to up to 60 years in prison for physically and emotionally abusing her children. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. YouTubers utilizing their children as ways to get views, get clicks, and all that stuff. And a lot of, there was this, they called themselves initially it was Shay Carl, and then it was him and his family, and they called themselves the Shaytards and all that stuff. And they did vlogs every day, and I watched them for a while, and then eventually, I went off and started watching something else, and it turned out that he had been abusing the whole family or something. It's all to get views, man. All to get money. This is why I don't monetize, why I don't do any of that, because then it leads to stuff like that. Once you start making money, then you start doing anything to make more of it. And I don't like that. 2025, English micro artist David A. Linden set a world record for the smallest handmade sculpture measuring 0.02517 millimeters by 0.02184 millimeters, made from a red Lego brick. I gotta look this up. Let's see here. Red Lego brick. Oh, wow. Okay. Is this the one here? Okay, we're not even gonna see this. Oh, okay, here we go. Is that it? I'm not sure. There's, that's inside a needle, a needle head.
Oh.
With the threads and needles. Yeah. That's a sculpture. 4 sculptures in that. These are microscopic. That's another in the head of it. Look at that. Look at the detail on that thing. How do you make it look like fabric? That is crazy.
Yeah.
And here we go. Here's the screen. That's your mouse pad.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2025, ex-Spanish soccer boss Luis Ribedes was found guilty of sexually abusing or assaulting player Jenny Hermoso, kissing her after the 2023 Women's World Cup final. He was fined nearly $13,000. That's nothing. $13,000? I can almost afford $13,000.
No, you can't.
No, I can't. But I mean,
for kissing her, I mean,
the Me Too movement. Everybody has to be a victim. So, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion between 2 sources. It is up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness, with a yearning to learn, to see outside what you think you know, to grow and find enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who see their opinions differently from your own, and find a better way to be better to one another. For your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm AO Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you, VRU, thank you so much for coming in and watching us. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs,